We're talking Gelbvieh and balancer cattle, cattle markets, and lots more. Crew, let's ranch it up. Good day, everyone, and thanks for riding with us on this all-new episode of the Ranch It Up radio show. I'm Jeff Tigger Earhart. A big thank you goes out to our partners, Ranch Channel, Clear Springs Cattle Company and the Bred for Balance sale, Wassum Red Angus, Prairie Hills Gelbvieh, Stockman's Livestock Exchange, the American Gelbvieh Association, Imogene Ingredients and Pharmatan, Westway Feed Products, Medora Boot and Western Wear, Dakota Cowboy, Allied Genetic Resources, Allied Feeding Partners, LivestockMarket.com, EquineMarket.com, AuctionTime.com, RFD TV, Wrangler, and this fine radio station.
Cattle Battle.
Now, over the last few weeks, we've been highlighting different breeds and different breeders because 'tis the season, bull buying season is here. So let's dive right into this one out of the chute. And today we're talking Gelbvieh and balancer genetics, Gelbvieh and balancer cattle. Former president of the American Gelbvieh Association, Clint Sickler, joins us today, sharing how 3 generations of commitment to raising the best genetics possible led them to where they are today. And that is unwavering commitment to success in the cattle business for all aspects of our industry. Clint, thanks so much for joining us. Now, like we always do, let's go back to kind of how the whole operation of Prairie Hills Gelbvieh came to be.
My grandfather, Albert, homesteaded the place that we currently live on back in 1948. Moved over the hill from his parents when he broke out on his own and decided he was going to get involved in polled Hereford cattle, kind of like a lot of the people in the area at that time. You know, everybody in their neighbor was raising polled Hereford bulls and females and showing and selling. And Dad came back from NDSU in the mid-'70s and jumped back into the operation, and they were a full-blown registered polled Hereford operation at that point. And then we got into the early 80s. We all know what happened in the 80s with the economy and the farm crisis. And cattle prices, obviously, were following suit. And at that point, things started kind of looking for other options. And the Gelbvieh breed was just coming into the United States at that point, coming in through artificial insemination technology. And some of those first half-blood calves were being exhibited across the country just to kind of give people an introduction to the breed. But he saw the first registered purebred animals down at the Rapid City Black Hill Stock Show, and it was 1985 made the decision. They purchased a handful of females from some South Dakota breeders and brought those back, and that was the introduction of the registered Gelbvieh to the Prairie Hills operation at that point. From there, what they actually started doing was taking some of those polled Hereford females that they had, and they were breeding those either naturally or through AI to the registered Gelbvieh bulls and getting half-blood animals. The Gelbvieh breed at that point still had they called it a breed-up program. It's part of that introduction with the Continentals. They were able to take those registered Gelbvieh cattle, breed them to those British cross animals, and then have a registerable female that they could use to start building that herd base in the United States. Once they saw those first cross calves that came, I think that was really the point where the deal was done. It was a no-brainer to continue at that point. Dad decided that it was going to become time to start phasing out of the polled Herefords and start moving 100% into the Gelbvieh operation. I guess you could say the rest from there is history.
So when your dad decided to move into kind of full-time into the Gelbvieh business, did your dad decide that he wanted to be in the business of providing seed stock? Did he look at it and say, okay, we need to try to increase some of our weights, we need to try to take advantage of some heterosis, and then at that point, did your dad say, well, I think we need to be in the bull business too?
I think it was something that he definitely wanted to do, but it was more something that our commercial customers kind of forced us into doing, honestly. You know, guys would come out because we were still selling polled Hereford bulls at that point, polled Hereford females. And the guys would come out and they'd be looking at the Hereford bulls, and then they'd look across the pen and they'd say, you know, this guy's cool, but what is that? And when the market dictates for you that your customers are looking for that product, it just became natural that, okay, we need to start producing more and more of these because this is what our commercial guys are buying right now. And as it got, harder and harder to sell option A, you started making more and more of option B.
So has that what has caused, if we fast forward all the way, and you folks have been in the Gelbvieh business a long time and worked very, very hard at it every single year, and have had some very good success. Is that why you're at the point now where you've got Gelbvieh, you've got Balancer, and then most recently you've added Red Angus to the mix?
I'd say absolutely. That's the key, I think, to success and more importantly to longevity in the seed stock business is just paying attention to your customers and being responsive to what they're telling you that they need. For the longest time, we concentrated solely on purebred Gelbvieh genetics. And it's something that suited us really well for the past 39 years. But we're starting to see more and more of our customers now that are coming back and saying, we need another option here. And that's where the Balancers really kind of started getting introduced in our program, frankly, just in the last couple of years, is responding more to our direct customer requests. But the other thing that we've been seeing is a lot of our customers here will run Gelbvieh, Angus, whether red or black Angus in their rotation. And we were seeing those customers, maybe 1, 2, 3 times every 5 years. And it kind of started to dawn on me, instead of sitting here and only seeing these guys every couple of years, what if we add that complementary breed into our mix and we can raise Red Angus bulls that are just as good as the Gelbvieh bulls that we're doing, and we can serve them on both sides. And that's actually been a real kind of door opener for us on a few things too, is just let's try to be the one-stop solution for some of their genetic needs rather than sending them to 3 different breeders.
Gelbvieh is one of those unique breeds, and I'm going to put Balancer in there too, where you have 2 options. You've got the red versus black, and there you go. That's a time-old question right there, red versus black. So what have you noticed with your customers? Is there more of a demand on the red side versus the black side, and have you seen one be more adaptable in this particular situation?
We're in a really interesting geographic area that locally we have a really high demand for black, specifically homozygous black genetics here. Just with the marketing options that are available, a lot of our customers here are looking for black bulls. A lot of our red bulls will actually sell probably outside of a 50-mile radius of the ranch. When you see the 2 side by side, we run, everything runs in the same pasture. So you get to see the red cows and the black cows competing side by side. I'm personally partial to the red myself, but that's because that's what I grew up with. Gelbvieh were red when they originally came over from Germany. So when you're 4 years old getting started in the breed, that was the first introduction to them. So I tend to kind of favor the reds myself, but I'm not going to turn my back away either from a really good black bull.
So tell me a little bit about your customer base. I can say this with confidence that it has literally, been border to border, and I'm not talking about the Dakotas. I'm talking about the good old US of A, that you have moved a lot of genetics into Canada. The PHG prefix can be seen, I know this for a fact, in a lot of different places, even though you say that you are very much trying to take care of those people that, like you said, are within 50 miles of your place.
I mean, you nailed it. We go literally as far north as right onto the Canadian border. We sell a handful into Canada every year. Last year we went as far as Quebec into Canada for deliveries. So about as far east into Canada as you can. And then we also sold into Alberta as well. So coast to coast in Canada. And then in the U.S., I think last count that I've had is we've moved cattle into 15 to 20 different states in the United States. We've worked with some individuals out of Mexico on putting loads of bulls together to go south across the border. And then we also do quite a bit of frozen genetics into the country of Australia and New Zealand as well.
And I'm looking at your flyer right now. I got to brag on you a little bit. If you don't like the Lot 1 bull and the Lot 19 bull, I don't think that you like power and muscle and capacity and thickness. I got to brag on you a little bit. I mean, when you've got birth weights of 80 pounds and you're coming in with weaning weights of 800 plus, I tell you what, that Lot 1 and that Lot 19, whether you like them red or black, I mean, they're lookers right there, buddy.
Oh, absolutely. And that's, the biggest thing that we've been trying to just focus on over the last few years is I think a lot of people have a real preconceived notion in their head of what a Gelbvieh animal looks like. And a lot of it is flashbacks to those 1980 cattle that came across that, let's be honest, looking at today's standards, they weren't the most eye-appealing cattle that a person has ever seen. And my goal has been, let's try to change that notion of what people have. And I mean, the two animals that you nailed in particular, Lot 1 and Lot 19, that one bull, if you cut out that sale catalog information and just look at his picture, I think you could put it up and you wouldn't be able to tell what breed that bull is. He could be an Angus, he could be a Simmental, he could be any cross of any black breeds that are out there right now. But he checks every box that most of today's producers are looking for. He's long-spined, he's deep-middled, and he's clean-fronted. And he's going to go out, sire a group of calves for somebody. And, that's kind of what we're looking to do as a breed in an industry right now.
No, we will have more with Clint Sickler and Prairie Hills Gelbvieh, including sale information, where you can bid and buy online, all the good stuff. That's going to be coming up after the break. We've got a lot more of the Ranch It Up radio show in this episode when we come back. Premium Simmental and Sim Angus Genetics from Clear Springs Cattle Company. Annual Bred for Balance sale February 9th in Starbuck, Minnesota. Selling 130 bulls, 60 females, an elite donor, and 5 fabulous heifers.
Travis Wolf here with Clear Springs Cattle Company. Bulls carry a 3-year breeding soundness warranty, and cost share trucking is available on all cattle. If you're in the market for profitable beef genetics that can move your herd in the right direction, check out bredforbalance.com and be sure to join us in Starbuck.
At Allied Genetic Resources, it's all about commercial customer success.
We see that charge, we understand that charge, and we're going to use all the tools we can to get there.
To maximize heterosis, purchase your next herd sire from an Allied Genetic Resources partner. Just head to AlliedGeneticResources.com.
Increase herd performance, complement your forages, get more cows bred. It's upcycling and efficiency, powered by Westway Feed Products. At Westway Feed Products, we create cow herd efficiency one lick at a time.
Why not give Gelbvieh and Balancer bulls a try this year? Raise replacement females with added fertility, increased longevity, and greater productivity. Get increased performance, improve feed efficiency, and increase the carcass merit. Maximize crossbreeding with Gelbvieh and Balancer.
Hey, it's Mark Banzi with LivestockMarket.com.
Every week we hear from one of our great partners with updates, info, schedules, reports, and everything in between when it comes to buying and selling livestock and hay online and private treaty. LivestockMarket.com.
Welcome back, y'all, to the Ranch It Up radio show. Clint Sickler with Prairie Hills Gelbvieh. Clint, let's kind of wrap this one up. So you're in a unique position where you've got more than just color that you're offering. You've got purebred Gelbvieh cattle, you've got purebred Red Angus cattle, and of course the Balancers, the mix of the Red Angus Gelbvieh cross or the Angus Gelbvieh cross. Ultimately, where do you see your genetics fitting? Because there's a fair amount of heterosis there that we're talking about, right? From a purebred, and then you've got a Balancer. So where do you really see that your cattle create a good fit?
I think, in particular, where we kind of excel is mainly going into a commercial program. Depending on what the breed makeups are that we're going into, we're a really good cross if you're looking at adding some kind of a maternal benefit into your cow herd. The biggest emphasis that I still put on the cows, on the bulls, all the way across, is they've got to be backed by good mother cows. Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to make us money in the beef industry. An open cow doesn't make you a dime at the end of the year. She's got to go out, she's got to raise a calf, she's got to have good feet, she's got to have a good bag.
And have a live calf too, right? I mean, there too.
Absolutely.
We got to have a live calf on the ground.
Yep. So, for us, that's where the emphasis starts is looking at that cow side, the factory side of this thing. If you're looking at adding that maternal influence back into your program, That's where I think our bulls really excel. But at the same time, being able to go out and raise a set of calves that's going to go across the scale and make you money. And at the same token, they can go on, they can grade, they can feed. They're going to excel in the feed yard. And ideally, at the end of the day, we want everybody in this process to make money as a result.
Now, February 10th is coming up awful fast. I know that we can bid and buy online at dvauction.com, and I'm assuming that we've got videos available. Salebook is online?
Yep, Salebook is online. You can view the Salebook on our website. The videos are up on our website. You can also go to DV. They're going to have the videos. The Salebook will be available up there. It's also available ranchchannel.com. Pretty steady Facebook presence as well. That's where we like to get a lot of our up-to-date information. So any changes that come out, we do some ranch spotlights. We do some lot spotlights as we get closer to the sale. So I think any of those are good options to find more information about what we have to offer.
Clint Sickler with Prairie Hills Gelbvieh. For additional information, head to prairiehillsgelbvieh.com, where all their information is organized on ranchchannel.com. February 10th, mark them down. Cow country news, the cow stuff. In the news department today, Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack announced a pilot program to allow more cattle producers and meat processors to assess better markets through the USDA's official beef quality grading and certification. The remote grading pilot for beef, developed by USDA's Agricultural Marketing Service, matches simple technology with robust data management and program oversight to allow a USDA grader to assess beef carcass characteristics and assign the official quality grade from a remote location, reducing costs and location as barriers to participation in voluntary grading services. Secretary Vilsack announced the new pilot during a panelist discussion with livestock producers and independent meat processing business owners in conjunction with the National Western Stock Show in Denver, Colorado. More discussions are being had on this new remote grading pilot for beef, and you can head to ranchitupshow.com, read all the details, and we have links available there as well. And in the weather department, winter weather is still on everybody's minds as a moderate to strong El Niño-driven weather pattern remains in control across much of the northern hemisphere. Pockets of drought improvement were noted over the central sections of the winter wheat belt, namely Kansas. Thus far, however, precipitation during California's typical wet season has been disappointing. Now, with all the wintry weather in some areas getting an excessive amount of snow and rainfall and flooding and tornadoes, is it just me, or is everybody else starting to get spring fever already? And that's awful scary because we aren't even into February yet. But 'tis the season, my favorite season, bull sale season. But just some updates from some of our partners, Wasm Red Angus. Their catalog and videos are online as we speak. Go to wasmredangus.com for their updates. Their sale is coming up fast. How about heading to Nebraska? Broken Bow Livestock is the destination. Saturday, March 2nd at 1 p.m., Mason Angus and Sim Angus, selling Angus and Sim Angus genetics. For more information, go to Mason Angus and Sim Angus. Now, as I mentioned, more sales than I can possibly go through, but if you would like me to drop your sale and your sale information, we'd like to hear from you. Fire me an email, ranchitupshow@gmail.com, or you can text me or call me at 707-726-2420. Now, we have to take a quick break, and when we come back, we have updates on an upcoming hay auction that is going on, the market recap, and more of the Ranch It Up Radio Show. Getting ready to purchase new herd sires, are you?
Yes.
Shopping for powerful Red Angus genetics?
Mm-hmm.
Join Wasm Red Angus Thursday, February 15th in Richardson, North Dakota. Selling 60 bulls, 20 registered open heifers, and 110 commercial open heifers. Bid and buy online at dvauction.com and check out wasmredangus.com for more info. February 15th in Richardson, North Dakota, it's Wasm Red Angus producing Red Angus cattle that are powerful, profitable, and practical. Cryptosporidium, coccidiosis, scours. Do I have your attention now? Don't let scours affect you this calving season by feeding Pharmatan from Imogene Ingredients. But you gotta get it into your cows now. I've been saying it a lot. Head to PharmatanUSA.com. The quick, fast, easy, all-in-one location to look at bull sales. Head to ranchchannel.com. Check it out on your phone. ranchchannel.com. All the information on one page at your fingertips. Videos, catalogs, everything. ranchchannel.com. Crew, the countdown is on to the Prairie Hills Gelbvieh annual bull sale Saturday, February 10th at the ranch north of Dickinson, North Dakota. Gelbvieh, Balancer, and Red Angus bulls. Clint Sickler with Prairie Hills Gelbvieh.
I think, in particular, where we kind of excel is mainly going into a commercial program. We're a really good cross if you're looking at adding some kind of a maternal benefit.
Bid and buy online at dvauction.com. Catalog and videos available at prairiehillsgelbvieh.com and ranchchannel.com. Prairie Hills Gelbvieh, February 10th, north of Dickinson, North Dakota. Welcome back, everyone, to the Ranch It Up Radio Show. It is that time when we check in with Kirk Donsbach, StoneX Financial Incorporated, as we kind of recap last week's markets to see what they did, what maybe they didn't do. So, Kirk, how are you? What are the numbers? What's going on?
I'm so good, Tigger, and very excited about the upcoming NCBA. Go down to Orlando. It's been several years since I've been there.
A lot warmer temperatures than what we're used to, right?
No, isn't that right?
Amen.
Isn't that right? You might get a sunburn down there.
I'm planning on it. I'm absolutely planning on it.
Well, as of Friday, January 20th, March feeder futures closed the week at $231.92.5. That's up $4.47.5 on the week, with the CME feeder index down 74 cents to 227.26. So we have futures going higher and cash going slightly lower. That widened our basis to a positive $4.66.5 versus January futures. That is getting a little wide with January in expiration. We did have a cattle on feed. It was 102.1 on feed versus 102.2 expected. Place came in at 95.5% versus expected of 95.5. And the marketed number came in at 99.1 versus an expectation of 99.3. So that is on the bullish side. We had lower placements versus last year with just as many marketed. On the bearish side, and it's a story we've been talking about for some time, our available 90-day supply was about 250,000 over last year. So it just kind of indicates we have that present slug of cattle to work through. February live cattle futures closed at 174.025. That's up 260 on the week, with cash trading 173 in the south and 173 to 175 in the north, with some late trades on Friday that were not reported. The rumor mill is that they were higher. That left the very weighted average down 203 on the week at 172.29, and the basis a negative $1.73.5. Weekly slaughter came in at 617,000. That's up 71,000 head versus last week, but 30,000 head lower than the same week last year. Choice boxes printed up $6.24 at $295.50, so we're knocking on that $300 level again. March corn closed the week at $4.4525. That's down 3.5 cents on the week.
Hey all, Mark Van Zee with LivestockMarket.com. Coming up this Wednesday, January 31st, we have an online hay auction. Over 1,500 bales of alfalfa, grass, and straw. Large squares, rounds, and small squares. Bidding opens at just $1 a bale, no reserve. All lots will sell. Featured lots include 38 large round alfalfa mixed bale, selling on 2 19-bale lots. It's 4x6, 1,000 pounds, good quality, 10 to 12% protein from Cobza Auction in David City, Nebraska. 190 tons of large round wheat hay, selling on 9 20-ton loads. It's 5x6, 1,390 pounds from Plum Thicket Farms in Gordon, Nebraska. 252 large round crabgrass bales, selling on 2 26-bale lots. It's 5x6, 1,200 pounds, and tested from Amber Waves Auction in Kingman, Kansas. 230 large round sedan bales, selling on 7 34-bale lots. 5x6, 1,300 pounds, first cutting from Amber Waves Auction. 180 large round prairie bales, selling in 3 26-bale lots. 5x6, 1,200 pounds, first cutting. 136 large round wheat hay, selling on 4 34-bale lots, 5x6, net wrapped. 315 small square alfalfa bales, selling on 2 separate lots, 21-bale bundles. They're 50 pounds. It's all been tested from Amber Waves Auction in Kingman, Texas. 60 tons of large square wheat straw, selling on 4 15-ton lots. It's 3x4x8, dairy quality, 800 pounds from Beal Farms in Delphi, Indiana. 54 large square wheat straw bales, 3x3x8, 650 pounds, stored inside from Hyman Farms in Pawpaw, Illinois. Bidding is currently live, but all lots will sell the morning of Wednesday, January 31st. Got hay to sell? Online hay auctions every Wednesday on LivestockMarket.com and AuctionTime.com.
Hey Tigger, it's Travis Wolf with the Bred for Balance sale and Clear Springs Cattle Company. The videos for our sale coming up on February 9th are online at DV Auction, so go check them out. You can visit bredforbalance.com for all the information you need about the sale. There's the link to the catalog and the videos, as well as a sortable spreadsheet with all the data on the sale cattle. Look forward to seeing you February 9th in Starbuck, Minnesota.
And now that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Crew, a big thanks to all of our guests. First, Clint Sickler with Prairie Hills Gelbvieh. Travis Wolf with Clear Springs Cattle Company and the Bred for Balance sale. Shay Keister Warner with Casual Cattle Conversations. Kirk Donsbach, StoneX Financial Incorporated. Mark Vanzi with LivestockMarket.com. And the boss lady, Rebecca Warner, a.k.a. Beck, who's off again today. And a big thank you to all of our partners, RanchChannel.com, Clear Springs Cattle Company and the Bred for Balance sale, Wassum Red Angus, Prairie Hills Gelbvieh, Stockman's Livestock Exchange, the American Gelbvieh Association, Imogene Ingredients and Pharmatan, Westway Feed Products, Medora Boot and Western Wear, Dakota Cowboy, Allied Genetic Resources and Allied Feeding Partners, Livestock Market, Equine Market, and AuctionTime.com, RFD TV, Wrangler, and this fine radio station. And crew, so glad y'all came with us one more time as we ranch it up. Be sure to like and follow us on Facebook at Ranch It Up Show. Our email is ranchitupshow@gmail.com. Call and text us 24/7 at 707-RANCH-20. That's 707-726 2420. Spread the good word and join us again next week where it's always Tigger approved. Stay ranchy and ranch it up.